kia ora koutou e te whānau. Welcome back to Big Hero News Friday edition. Bright Hero News with myself and Magenta, the award-winning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Yes.
That sounds real fancy, doesn't it? It's got a
Does.
real nice twang to it.
How you feeling about being an award-winning podcaster?
Honestly, it just kind of adds on to already having... I mean, I remember I texted you last weekend talking about how Huhana Linden was listening to us on the way to the event that I was with her at, which was just... She's like, yeah, I thought I recognized your voice because I don't watch the video. And I was like, oh, okay. Now we're winning bloody awards? Fuck. Shit's popping off.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yes, I did go back and watch it because people came into my chat and they were like, you're on Big Hero News right now. And I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
As I'm talking about poop and farming. And
oh, don't worry. The audio wasn't really...
No.
You're fine. You're fine.
No,
it was hilarious, though.
It was good fun. It's good fun. It's good fun watching it back. No, it's very cool. I'm very proud of us. Obviously, a big props to Pat. Really, I think it's a labor of love and a show of his work that he's done over the many years of building this up, and all his connections as well, obviously make it a bit of a helping hand as well. And then obviously thanks to him for bringing us on and for being able to...
I don't know why.
For some reason.
Out of all the fucking people.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
We should be very proud of ourselves, and I think the mention that our community is very strong and obviously very supportive of us, I think is something to keep in mind as well. And
absolutely.
We've got a big year ahead of us.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I didn't get to say it last night, but when I was thinking about it, I mean, at the beginning of last year, the channel had 5,000 subscribers. So we're nearly at 21,000. We've gone from 2 to 4 hosts to also 3 other podcasts now. That's right. There's another one in there. And yeah, it's just insane growth. But I mean, it's the people, the patrons, the watchers, everyone who actually listens to this garbage and then shares it out. All the good bits, the little bits of diamonds in between all the random bullshit. But nah, it's real cool. It's real cool. Definitely a lot of pressure for next year though, because we've got a lot to fight against. That's what I'm looking forward to now.
Yes, I think we're all quietly optimistic and fearfully optimistic.
I think for me, I don't want to let optimism... Yes, I don't want to let optimism let me not work as hard as I should be. So in my mind, it could be like Kamala Trump next year. We can't let this just be like, oh yeah, they're doing so bad. It'll definitely happen. Like, nah, there's so much stuff. Like I got lists of what I'm planning to volunteer for the Greens next year. I'm gonna work myself pretty hard just to fight off this bullshit, because I genuinely cannot do another term of this. Cannot.
No.
It'd be really good for the channel probably, but yeah, I really really don't want that.
Bit of a conflict of interest. We're going to talk about conflicts of interest tonight, but no, isn't it? Like, if there's another coalition of chaos term, then I think we'll lose our minds. It's probably not a great thing for any of us. I don't think anyone wants to see that. They've done some horrific things in just one term. At the same time, what would BHN look like if we're not raging out all the time? But I'm sure there are other things that we can spend our time doing, and I think our community will be more than happy for us to be singing praises and being what do you call it? Being consistent in our criticisms of the government of the day, but also just being a little bit less on edge. But also probably pushing the government really hard to like reverse a lot of what they've done and then put some really good policies in place.
I mean, someone's got to hold Labour accountable when we get in. You know, I love them. We'll be there with them. But we also going to be the ones that have to be like, hey, don't back down on some shit,
Yeah. Someone, Coblin's pivot to full-time care and fan club.
To be fair, there's so many people we could fan over. It would just be political fan clubbing, you know? But also, just as a note to everyone, I do not have any control in StreamYard because stuff's going weird on the back end. So be kind to Ems. She's holding it down for all of that.
You can't put comments on the screen, I assume?
Nah, I literally can't even star them.
Can you star them?
No.
Oh, no.
I know. It makes me sad. I'll try to. I might screenshot some if I see some that are really good, but otherwise,
just pause the chat momentarily and we'll do our best. We'll do our best.
Exactly.
Well, tonight's show is going to be a bit of a fun one. Yes. We obviously, with this week's probably biggest announcement on, especially for our little Friday night community, I know Magenta, you probably kept your eyes on this one, the pausing, although probably the blocking of the puberty blockers for gender affirming care for young, would you say it would be young, would it be youth or young trans people? What would be more correct there?
I mean, youth, young person, it's all kind of the same to me. I mean, you can be a youth up to 25 in some cases or up to 30 and, you know, like it's all relative. But we're generally referring to those who are under the age of 18 and around ages of puberty. Obviously, that's different for everyone again. So rough window, probably intermediate to high school.
So we'll definitely get your thoughts on that. We saw that today Michael Woods, former Labour MP, I think he was Transport Minister, who was famously ousted for not declaring and releasing shares that he had there as a conflict of interest. But he's decided to come back and run for Mt Roskill again. In 2026. I personally, having seen what this government has done over the last 2 years and the number of headlines that I've pulled up for you guys just to remind you of all the other conflicts of interest that have just seemingly been swept under the rug, despite Luxon's very, very aggressive telling off and pushing for Michael Woods to be fired over his offence of his $14,000 in shares. Just a reminder. So we'll have a look at some of those, and the last one I want to have a look at today, which is kind of a bit of a pep in my step a wee bit. It's kind of come off something else as well. Jack Conte, I think he said it was Conte. Jack Conte is the CEO of Patreon. Yes. This is a lovely little segue to our Patreon page. I just realized it. He put out a video op-ed via the New York Times today, which I thought was kind of a cool way and very him way of doing things. I don't know if that's normally how they do it. But he put out a bit of a cool video that was basically him saying, let's change the algorithm, let's change the internet, let's change social media to be a place like it used to be in the old days, where it was very much about community, finding people, and like it wasn't just this like brain rot slop AI trying to take over your brain and like keep you on your phone for 24 hours a day type bullshit. And they've announced their final iteration of some changes that they were making to the Patreon platform. So I want to dive a little bit into that. It's a bit of a woohoo. It's something I've been thinking about as well, because I keep seeing on my YouTube feed people making like classic HTML websites, like real bootleg and like old school. All of the like pages are all linked to each other's websites, and like there's a bit of a weird community there, and like it would be cool to bring that kind of internet back. That would be pretty cool. The indie web. No, thank you, Peter.
Yes.
Indie web.
Perfect.
Yep. There's some cool stuff down that rabbit hole if you want to go down that rabbit hole. If you'd like to go down another rabbit hole, though, damn it, that was a really good segue and I didn't put I was about to put it up and I'm like, hang on, those aren't mine. Oh my goodness, I have so many windows open at the moment. Speaking of community, I can't remember what I actually said. Patreon.
Yeah, there you go. We got it.
You can support us on Patreon over at patreon.com/BigHairyNews. You get some exclusive updates, some exclusive deals, and sneak peeks at what's coming up. You also get any pre-recorded interviews will be sent to the Patreon page before they go live. And obviously there was the announcement in which we've had lots of comments and lots of congratulations about the podcast awards.
Yeah.
So, big thank you to all of you who support us on Patreon, all of you who turn up to chat, all of you who donate your time, your energy, your social media platforms, whatever it is that you do to continue this wonderful thing that we're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, if you put up onto the screen that holiday sale, I made a graphic for all of our amazing deals that you can get in on this week. So we got buy one, get one half price on tees and hoodies. We also have buy any merch. This includes the enamel pins. Get a lucky dip of stickers free. So if you buy a t-shirt, 4 stickers, hoodie, you get 8 stickers. And then you can also just add on to that awards 25 in the checkout and get free shipping. So if you combo those all together, you can get a pretty mecky fucking Christmas present for yourself or other people, but yourself. So yeah, if you can find that at bhn.nz/shop. Oh yeah, remembered it.
Well, seeing as you've given them the promo,
show them the goods.
Okay, you kind of have to do it in a weird order. You can find all of that, as Magenta just said, at bhnshop.nz. We got some cool stuff going on. I think the most recent thing that's been added is the dogs.
Yeah,
the good dogs, the good boys. No, wait. The good girls. Aren't they both girls?
Yes.
Nala?
Yes, they are.
Oh, we've got the good boys and the good girls. Oh, that's cute. There's the 4 of us. There's the single doggies. They've got the tax work less, tax wealth more. I think that's going to be a very popular.
Oof, so good.
Very popular in the new year, I think. Great Christmas presents for your socialist and communist friends. Yes, and Magenta just said about the stickers and things as well. So we've got and the pins. I can't wait to see these in person. I'm so excited to see these in person.
Right?
I love enamel pins. I have made a few for some other stuff that I've been doing in the past, and it is my favorite thing to have those to have just hold them in your hand and see them and just like all the gold and the enamel and it just looks so nice and shiny. Yeah.
Also, Goblin Socks wants some BHN cats next.
Yes, the cats would be probably in the new year. I think. I think Pat was just wanting to do the bare minimum because he's got enough to sort. And then, next year we might have some kitty pins.
Yeah, good things come.
Who knows? Who knows?
Right? We might have new friends that come on along next year. Who knows where we're going?
Who knows?
With all these awards we're carrying.
I know. So what is it Chewie says? It's heavy over here. Heavy as the crown. Ha ha ha. Right. Well, I think we need to think we need to meme it up. We missed out on the memes last week. It was pretty.
Yeah, so I got a
quiet.
TLDR in there. Also, Mark's saying he can't see a live on Facebook, so I don't know if you want to chuck up my meme.
Ooh.
I'll start.
Which one? Do you want the
slide 1?
the TLDR? Right, you do
Yeah,
that and I'll quickly sort out what's going on.
So yeah, obviously it's been a couple of weeks since I was here. Sorry I wasn't here last week, Fano. Missed you all.
Yeah, where were you?
Oh yeah, I mean I was at a green, Te Rōpū Pounamu, which is the Māori Greens group within the Green Party, and we were sleeping in the marae in Kapiti, and it was beautiful.
Nice.
I was sleeping in between Marama Davidson and Tanya Waikato, so I was feeling really, really like it was buzzy. It's buzzy waking up next to those people. I'm not gonna lie.
That must have been the weirdest thing, but in like a cool way, you know?
Oh, like I went, okay, just to quickly flex, I guess. I might have got to have a nighttime swim with Marama Davidson and Mike, the new MP. We had a bit of a Green Party in the.
He's my I think he did. I think he won the seat. What was it?
Your local candidate?
He was a local candidate for the board, the community board for whichever one I'm in. I can't actually remember which one I'm in now.
Yeah, whatever area you're in.
Yeah. And I think he said that he was planning on donating his any of his salary that he would have gotten for that community board if he got elected, which I think he did get elected to the spot. He would just donate completely back to the community because he would obviously have his Greens MP salary. So
yeah, actually,
he's a cool guy.
Yeah, I got a picture there if you want to check it up. Since we're talking about this. But
how do I remove?
Oh yeah, I think you got to take that one down and then put that one up.
Here we go.
Bit janky. But yeah, there he is. And so what I found really interesting though, is it turns out that all of the Green MPs pay a tithing. So they essentially, I believe it's 10% back into the party. Which I was just blown away when I was like, that's so
cool.
Like it would be the Green Party that would do that. Actually, this is Mike and Tamitha in the kitchen cooking food for us because the person who was supposed to be doing our kai wasn't able to come. This is us going for a nighttime walk and seeing a lot of missing cat posters, which was kind of weird. This is Marama Davidson in the ocean. She's out there. You can't really tell, but she's out there.
It must have been cold.
No, it was actually really warm, surprisingly. And then this was, there was so many people, so many awesome people, but I was really, really just blown away by the fact that essentially the party has its own co-governance model set up within it, and that the members of Te Rōpū Pounamu feed straight into like policy decisions and all of that. That's what we spent a good portion of the weekend talking about, like from pretty much 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at night. We were talking policy and all this nerdy politics stuff. It was fucking amazing, honestly. I look forward to the one we'll have next year. And also, obviously, as I was talking to Tanya and a lot of the people there, is that there's just going to be a lot for us to do, and BHN is definitely going to be a part of that. So it's exciting. Anyway, you can check my memes back up if you like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to come back to the memes? I think I derailed you. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Honestly. But yes, saw this meme about the old Sharia law that was bumping around, I believe, last week. Good old Mr. Bonesaw and Mr. Bone Spurs. What a horrible combo. Obviously, some amazing news out of this week as well, with your boy, our boy, Gary Payender, entering the fight.
Mm.
I mean, it's just been a shit sandwich from this government. I don't know if you were there when Chewie was waiting for Pat to send him the link for the show. It was very funny. Everyone was yelling at Pat, and he's like, "I've done it already." Oh yes, and funnily enough, actually, Marama went to finish this off last weekend after doing the voluntary work for Te Ropi Pounamu. She went back to the office and sorted out the repeals announcement that they made, which was awesome. It's been just shit sandwich on all fronts, honestly. Oh yeah, actually, this kind of when you were talking about H. Did you see this?
Yeah, I saw this news. I was like, what?
Yeah, I googled it just to make sure it wasn't. No, it's legit. It's legit. When you're talking about that Patreon guy, this kind of made me think as well, with this kind of coming out at the same time, especially just noting the Vine is back and it's the one place where AI content is banned was about as far away from my 2025 bingo card as you could get. And I mean, it really was. But it's a weird timeline. Such a weird timeline, in fact, that hundreds of stray cats caused a Bitcoin mine in Inner Mongolia to lose millions in just 1 week by curling up on GPUs for warmth. Oh yeah, I don't know if you heard about this one too. So after Disney's announcement that it would start allowing users of Disney Plus to generate short form AI content, how Owl House creator Dana Terrace had a short and sweet comment to say online in response. Unsubscribe from Disney Plus, pirate Owl House, I don't care, fuck Gen AI. Not really surprised many people are upset about this. And yeah, I just love that response. Just, yeah, fuck them. And obviously, there was just a little bit of news about some cool little underground podcasts that might have gotten a couple of, and also I just love the fact that we have like our whole family there in one picture. So like next year we'll have to add in the collective. They'll have to be in one of those spots next year. Oh, I can take it off. I didn't know I could take it off. Interesting.
But you can't edit the stage at all?
No, I can't. Good to know.
Good to know.
Anyhow, that's enough of the meat.
Would you like to... We'll start with this one. I'm still trying to find stuff. This rabbit trail is interesting. It's I think if it shows anything, it shows how much the media have attacked one side and been less obvious with the other side. Just in terms of headlines, just the way that they've been covering things. Because I'm like, this will be easy. Search terms, can't find too much. There's actually not as much as I want to find. Search these specific terms. Oh, look, here they are, chronologically. I'm like, bury the lead a little bit, guys. Bury the lead a little bit. More than a side eye. So, yeah, exciting news. Michael Woods has decided to return to politics, running for his old seat in Mt Roskill under Labour, which is very exciting. The exclusive was on the Herald's front page. Yes. Actually, I was watching another one from them earlier today as well, which was talking about the Momdani effect.
Yes.
Which I was also going to talk about, but I thought this one might be a better one to chat about. I've lost my timestamp, which is great.
Don't you love it when that happens?
I know. I'm just trying to find the question. You can't even put super chats up.
No, I can't. Although I can read them.
Well, that's good.
Yes, we've got $2 from Kiwi Boo. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'll put it up there for you.
Are you telling me Marama is the Loch Ness Monster? I mean, if the Loch Ness Monster is just a woman who really likes to go for a swim, sure. Apparently it's a thing. She was really stoked when I told her that I took a photo, because apparently she always tells her whānau and they don't believe her half the time. So a Kahurangi Kata went for a swim with her on the first night while she was there. Actually, we can, if you want, I'll show later. There's a little video that Kahurangi made of some of the stuff at the weekend. So maybe we can just watch that later, because there's music, but it's copyright music, so we could just talk over it. I also see for $2 here, we have another one from Kiwi Burb. What about boob jobs and male pattern baldness? Exactly. Finasteride is a gender affirming care medication that you can get. And exactly, boob jobs, cosmetic thing. Hell, even things like the way you do makeup and the way you accessorize can all fit into that, affirming of identity and gender. It's stupid. This whole bullshit is just culture war, ideology, fun shit, like it always is.
Indeed.
Did we
Right,
buffer
shall
enough
we?
time?
We did, thank you.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Let's have a listen to, in his own words, Michael Woods just giving us the announcement.
So, Michael, tell us your big news.
Sure. Well, I'm announcing that I'm standing for Labour in Mt Roskill in...
I didn't even realise it. What is that music?
Yeah!
What is that music? It's... What? I'm not the only one who thinks it's like...
So, Michael, tell us your big news.
Sure. Well, I'm announcing that I'm standing for Labour in Mt Roskill in 2026. So we're less than a year away from that general election, and I'm really thrilled to have been selected as the candidate. It's my home. It's a place I love. I obviously served in the community as the MP and in other roles in the past, and I'm ready to get into the fight and fight for the people of our community.
How did this come about? Did you approach Labour or did Labour approach you?
Yeah, well, we joined at the hip, really. Obviously, we lost the election in 2023. I lost the seat of Mt Roskill. And since then, we've just continued to work. So we recognised that we'd lost, that we had some work to do. So we've been on the ground, knocking on doors, holding meetings, talking to people. And over that time, I've been thinking quite a lot about whether this is something that I want to do or not. Because, 2023 was a very bruising experience. That really put me on the floor, and I needed to think about whether it was right for me, whether it was right for Labour. And over that time, I've reflected a lot, and come to the view that what I really enjoy is fighting when I think that something is unfair, or people aren't being treated well, or the community's being neglected. And that's really led me to the point of wanting to stand. And I'm really thrilled that the party has chosen to support me in that.
Right, and so.
And I think, sorry, I got distracted with my cat who's, I don't know what she was doing. He's been the CEO, chairman of E2, which is one of the major unions.
Oh.
So yeah, I think he's...
Look.
There you go.
Didn't even plan that.
So we've seen him in the news quite a lot, obviously, in recent months. And he really is someone who walks the walk, not just talks the talk, in terms of fighting for people and what's right, and what's good for people, and what is just. I think he's also very much of the when he says joined at the hip, I think it's because he's very much part of that the Jacinda Robertson Hipkins era. He
joined at the
very
Hipkins.
much, joined at the Hipkins. I love that. It makes sense that he would be there as well. But I do, the media, like trying to find some of that stuff, like the media really, like I remember that. I wasn't like super into politics, but I remember that whole thing. Like it was this massive deal. This whole holding the shares thing. So I wonder if this will I don't know, will cause some issues. The next wee bit was actually, did you want to talk to that? Anything to add to that?
Nah, honestly, the only thing that I thought when I first saw all of this was like, are they bringing him back to roll Chippy? So honestly, that's the only thought that my brain has had so far, but I could be way off. Does look like he's got a bit of a CV at least to bring to the table when I was looking at him earlier.
For sure. This next bit I really liked because I think it's a really strong position of just like, we gotta win, we gotta roll these guys.
I've kept a really good relationship and dialogue with Chris Hipkins and made sure that he's aware of what I want to do and that he's supportive of that. That's really important. We want to win the election next year. We do want to change the government, want to make Chris Hipkins the Prime Minister, and we need to go forward as one unit. So great to have the local support and also the support of the party.
What have we learned about disclosing shares?
Yeah.
Well, obviously the big question of the night.
Yeah, the chat. This is pretty much all the chat's kind of talking about at the moment.
To be fair, this interview is only like 14 minutes. The entire thing is about the whole shares saga. There is nothing here about like anything. There's like a tiny wee bit about Etu and his role in that, but this whole thing is just asking questions about like, but did you learn about like conflict? Yeah, but did you like understand why that was a bad idea? But did you understand like, the whole shit? How are people going to react because they know you as this disgraced former MP that held $14,000 in shares? Ooh. Like it's very aggressive. So, well, you don't need to watch the whole thing to get the idea that he is remorseful, he's learned something, and actually he's here to, do good. Let him speak for himself, though. What has he learned?
Look, it's pretty well known, to say the very least, that was something that I didn't do appropriately in my time in the previous, when I was in government in that period. We're saying I did disclose those shares. My failure was to not sell them as quickly as I should have. And that's entirely on me. Massive lesson learned from my point of view that when you're in one of those jobs that is all consuming, you're working 90 hours a week, you're trying to carve out bits of time to, be a half present dad and family, you've still got to look after those things that might seem annoying and like small jobs. They do still matter. I didn't do that. I apologised at the time, paid a huge professional and a massive personal cost that took me a long time to rebuild from, and it's something that is a lesson that I have fully absorbed as I head into this process.
Did you make any decisions as minister with those shares in mind? Even, do you think, subconsciously?
Absolutely not. It was just something that was never particularly on my mind. I can be absolutely clear about that. For me, being in politics, both as a local MP and in my role as minister, your job is to serve your community and to serve the country. That's the approach I take. And, in 2023, when I did have to face up to these problems and face a massive amount of scrutiny, one of the things that was a small comfort in amongst that is that even while my political opponents were making this into an issue that they wanted to talk about, they never actually made an allegation that was a way in which I would behave, because I never would.
But
they made it a big spectacle, but they didn't say enough to for it to come back on them eventually. Any thoughts on that? I think I'll let you speak. Any thoughts?
I mean, I kind of did agree with that comment earlier of like, at least that, I've watched quite a apology video in my time, and honestly, that was actually a pretty decent one. Like, seemed like it had actual like reflection, like not only what was learnt, but how they would go forward. Like, credit where credit's due. Seems like he has actually reflected on it, and I think it was actually a joke someone made up here about at least they're not Carl Bates. And I think that is one thing that, like, I get it, 14,000 in shares, definite conflict of interest, really bad. But I've seen some pretty horrible shit from this government in terms of personal conflicts of interest. So does feel somewhat like, oh, cool, they're just going to find the tiniest little detail on Labour. Meanwhile, I don't know, maybe we should get that picture back of just the entire coalition of chaos on fire. It does seem very typical, I guess.
Would you like to hear, speaking of the opposition, thank you, Michael, for the segue. Would you like to hear how Chris Luxon reacted and what he said about this at the time? Because I think these words from 2023 might just a bit of a giggle, guys. Just a little giggle.
Oh, hell yeah, let's
about
go.
corruption in our government. Go on.
Hell
a little
yeah.
bit of a giggle. Shall we?
Hell yeah, I'm down.
So the day is June 6th in 2023. The headline is increasingly untenable. Luxon on Woods Airport shares error. National leader Christopher Luxon says under fire Transport Minister Michael Woods' position is increasingly untenable after the latter's failure to immediately declare $13,000 worth of Auckland Airport shares, which is a fair amount, but like when we look at some of these other numbers in a minute, like this is nothing. So this is the National's acting spokesperson. Oh yeah, no, he is spokesperson. Paul Goldsmith, The Times, said it presents a clear conflict of interest for a Minister of Transport responsible for Auckland's transport network, and as a Minister of Auckland, as Transport Minister, Mr. Wood continues to be responsible for the Auckland's light rail project, which is intended to link central Auckland to the airport. As Minister for Auckland, he frequently sits down to discuss Auckland transport issues with the Mayor and possibly its own investment in the airport. Mr. Woods apologises for the error. He bought them as a teenager. They were in a trust. He was aiming to rectify it immediately, but in the end, he took too long. This morning, Luxon said it was another Labour personnel issue and Hipkins should have suspended Wood on Friday. He should have spent the last 3 days finding out exactly what the story is and come today with some more proper answers. Luxon said was something seriously going wrong with Hipkins' management of his team. Oof. You sure about that, Luxon? You sure about that? We have absolute standards, and it's can't actually take this seriously. We have absolute standards, and it's mission critical in New Zealand that we can trust our government and our governance. That's built on our success in our system. As soon as you start to have relative standards, that's a real problem. What we've seen time and time again is a series of ministers, former ministers, not understanding cabinet manuals, codes of conduct, and actually not internalising that and actually taking action on it. Chris Hipkins comes out and says he's going to look into it every time he's looking into it, but he's not delivering an outcome. He's not getting a change in culture. Asked if he believed it was a sackable offence, Luxon said the situation was increasingly untenable. Luxon also said it was pretty easy to sell shares. That's fair. It's not rocket science to be able to sell shares. It doesn't take a long time to do that. Hipkins is expected to give an update on the issue later today. So I actually couldn't read that without laughing.
But also, why is that weirdly the most coherent thing from Luxon that I feel like I've heard in a long time? Obviously, it's from a while ago, but weirdly sounds like at least more coherent. There's a little less what I would say to use, isn't it? Yes, Luxon is, I would say, past the point of untenable for me, but
Would you like to hear further from Luxon 2 years ago? Almost 20 days later. No, go away. Almost go away, Luxon. Almost 20 days later, on June 21st in 2023, Woods exit shows Chris Hipkins is weak. There's Luxon. National Party leader Christopher Luxon says Michael Woods' behaviour shows Prime Minister Chris Hipkins is weak and failed to manage his team's culture. Hipkins on Wednesday afternoon announced Wood had resigned all his portfolios, and it was discovered he had a trust with further undisclosed shares that would raise concerns about conflict of interest. Wood had been stood down as Transport Minister last month, etc., etc. Speaking to reporters before heading to the chambers, he's not building a strong culture, he says. He's not setting clear expectations, and certainly his ministers aren't listening to him, he said. The bottom line is Chris Hipkins is weak. He hasn't managed his team, and he hasn't managed the culture inside it. Oh my God. Is everyone just thinking about David Seymour driving up the steps of Parliament? Is anyone thinking about some of the weird shit that Winston Peters has said this
Andrew
last
Bailey,
year?
just in
Is
general.
anyone thinking Andrew Bailey situation?
Oh,
The list goes on. I
right.
don't
There's
even
actually
need
too
to.
many. Like, we couldn't hold them all, even if we tried.
The biggest one is that we've time and time again, we have said it. He doesn't know how to deal with his co-leaders. Well, not his co-leaders, sorry, his coalition partners, his deputies. Like, he doesn't know how to fucking manage them. This is the shit coming out of his mouth 2 years ago. He's not building a strong culture. He's not setting clear expectations. His ministers aren't listening to him.
And I mean, what the whole bullshit with like Winnie keep going, we, like he's been really fucking on his ass. Like, it's very, very funny and hypocritical. And I guess like what Pat likes to say, that we all hold this government to the standard that they held Labour to. So if we're using Chris
That's not
Luxon's
hard.
own, right, if we're using his own metric against himself, I think he failed profusely.
Do you want me to
But-
read the next paragraph? You're going to
let's
absolutely shit your
go.
pants.
Oh, I mean, people are already pissing themselves in this chat, so why not go for full gold?
Oh, okay, when we go into government on, I try not to laugh. When we go into government on October 14th, I'll be crystal clear with all of my team on the culture and the expectations that I expect from them to manage conflicts of interest. But under Chris Hipkins in 5 months, we've had a litany of failures in terms of ministers not understanding the cabinet manual, not understanding their obligations, and not showing high integrity.
Integrity.
This is a government falling
crazy.
apart. The wheels are coming off. There's integrity issues and personnel issues every single week, and it's New Zealanders are over it.
Jesus Christ. Also, I see that crystal clear thing started back then. Ugh, I hate that. Just, hate that phrase.
I don't know if I could. He said he'd be ready if Hipkins called a snap election. I'm ready to go. I'll go any day. I'll go tomorrow. He's not doing the job, and I'll do the job for him. I'm very happy to do that.
Yikes. Being happy to do the job and being good at it is two completely fucking different things, isn't it? I just...
Very much so. So it was Chris Luxon on the Michael Woods situation 2 years ago. So media, I don't think half of you are watching because it's Friday night, but if for some reason any of you are watching or listening, can I please ask you that if someone on the current government, especially if it comes from Christopher Luxon, can somebody please, if they comment on this Michael Woods situation coming back into politics, I, for the love of God, ask you to quote back his exact words and remind him of some of the shit that his coalition partners, his deputy prime ministers, have pulled over the last 2 years under his, not theirs. They may be the leaders of their parties. They are his people. He's the one in charge. You are the prime minister. You are the one in charge, Luxon. They are your responsibility. please, for the love of God, if this becomes a whole bullshit thing to attack Labour over Michael Woods coming back in, please, for the love of God, use his words against him.
Oh,
and do
absolutely.
not let him fucking stammer and weasel out of it. Piss me off.
Huhana, if you're
Hypocrites.
listening, please. Although, actually, I'll probably send this clip into some group chat so we can get this circulating internally, because I'd love to see some of the Green MPs in question time fucking bring that shit. It'd be great. It'd be great. And did I lose it? No, come on. I like what Kiwi Boob had to say too. What's worse, cancelling ferries or owning $14,000 in airport shares? Pick one. Like, I know which one I'd pick. It's
Would
that's the
you
thing.
like
Hypocrites.
a reminder of the hypocrisy and the man of integrity? Not even this. Most of this isn't about even his team. This is about the man himself, who apparently leads a team of high integrity. Would you like to know just a reminder of some of the things that may have happened during his time as the leader of such a government of such integrity?
Oh yeah.
Maybe something to do with Luxon selling off his properties? Why does this have anything to do with anything? Oh, there we go. The latest sell was a two-bedroom unit. Latest sell. That was in what was it? Was that December 2024, a year ago. He brought it for $620. He sold the property for $930. So we got about $309,000 on capital gains. He also sold a similar property on the same street as well. I think that one got him about $180,000. Oh no, sorry.
Lovely.
No, $280,000. Sorry, in capital gains, tax free. Yes, and another one, $180,000 in capital gains. Why is this relevant? Why is this relevant? Why is this relevant to conflicts of interest? Perchance, does anyone remember why this is a comment of relevance? Well, coming on into office, Luxon's government scrapped both of Labour's extensions to the Bright Line test, shifting it back to 2 years as of July 2024, which that means Luxon avoided being caught by the 5-year test by just over 2 months and saved himself up to $70,000. If he had sold the apartment in February when he declared he would move into the Premier House, he would have likely been required to pay the tax. Not only that, there was also the interest deductibility for a bunch of other stuff as well that he also changed. Yeah. So
like someone's asking how many GP visits that would pay for. Probably quite a few GP visits for that.
Could you imagine? I mean, 70 grand isn't even that fucking much. What did we just pull out? We just said 180,000. Oh, there it is. Almost 769,000. Sorry, $769,000 in total capital gains over the 3 sales. Tax free.
That's tax-free. Basically a whole house.
And
yeah, you sell this many houses and you get one for free.
And he had the ability to change the Bright Line test, in which he then avoided paying some of that capital gains tax that he would have had to have paid on one of those properties. The rabbit hole goes deeper. I'll just quickly click through.
This is an awful hole, not a rabbit hole. This is awful.
Oh, look, there we go. There's one of the many headlines that I have that literally says conflict of interest. May this year, ministers continue to make decisions on fast-track projects after parties take donations linked to applicants.
Yep.
Integrity, guys. Just integrity. Just
Integrity spelt like CORRU. You can finish that one.
And I'm pretty sure, where did it say what a conflict of interest was? Does it say in this one? Nah, I can't see it. Oh, it must have been one of the early ones. It basically just outlined what a conflict and there you go. Here's all the fucking headlines. There you go. There you go. Where was it? Oh, look, this is the one about who owns all the property. We talked about that earlier this year, didn't we? It was a good time.
All this property.
So Shane Jones and Chris Bishop continue to make decisions about several fast-track projects despite their respective parties receiving donations linked to the applicants. Such donations could be perceived as a conflict of interest and erode public trust in the government. However, both ministers said that the donations to parties were not considered to be a conflict. Okay.
Of course they were.
The long-standing approach of the Cabinet Office to donations to political parties is that they are not generally treated as resulting in a pecuniary conflict of interest for individual ministers belonging to the party. Political donation data released last week shows NZ First received donations from seafood company Sanford, mining company McKellen Bros, and the Ngāti Manuhiri Settlement Trust. National received donations from Russell Property Group and the company's director, Brett Russell. It also received donations from Gibston Valley Wines, which has directors links to the Gibston Valley residential projects. Projects from these companies are included in the fast-track legislation. Fast-track legislation formed part of the coalition agreement between NZ First and the National Party. The legislation, which is described as a one-stop shop for infrastructure and development projects approvals, passed into law in December 2024. It included a list of 149 projects which can skip a referral stage and move straight to assessment by expert panels. Shane Jones says the CES project was put forward by an advisory group which fell into mining, quarrying and aquaculture. He declared a conflict of interest for 8 projects and stood aside for these. He did not declare a conflict of interest for applicants from Sanford, blah, blah, blah. They also got more donations. Chris Bishop, National MP, assessed projects relating to housing, land development and infrastructure. He stood aside for one project, the assessment of Winton's Sunfield development. Blah, 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 blah. Company. Money. It just goes on.
Money.
Yeah.
I think as one of these comments puts it, corrupt bastards.
Yeah. So
it's a rule for thee and never for me, because white collar crime is not crime, but crimes of poverty are so bad, horrible. How dare you try to survive? Some of us are just trying to do this for funsies. It's just disgusting.
The thing that I think was the thing that kind of pulled it out to me is some of these headlines are actually really hard to find. And there's usually only one story on it. And the amount of fucking things I found just for the Michael Woods thing was crazy in comparison.
Oh, yeah.
People have their own opinions on this person and their biases. But here, from just a couple of months ago, September 2025, here's what MPs own shares in. So there's a report that gets done about, you have to declare your conflicts of interest, etc. There are basically nothing in here. No one's named. No one's named and blamed. It's just saying, Balance, Heartland Group show up, Silver Ferns is in there, Genesis, Meridian, Vector, Amazon. These are all companies that make sense to have shares in them, obviously. A significant proportion invested in residential property. Well, no wonder they don't like capital gains tax. Just under 30 MPs disclosed direct ownership of shares in listed companies in the latest register, but many more listed trusts that may also hold investments. So Who knows? Obviously, KiwiSaver and then other managed funds. So it's, I assume, kind of like diversified, etc. Many agricultural businesses, that makes sense. And a few privately held businesses running everything from hair salons to small goods and retail. This is the man who's the investment specialist. Yeah, he just talks generally, about having shares and stuff. And then the last sort of bit is the cabinet manual said that if there was a conflict of interest, conflict between the minister's portfolio responsibilities and a personal investment interest that was substantial and enduring, it could be necessary to change their portfolio responsibilities. In 2023, then Michael Woods resigned after repeated failures to declare and sell his shares. Lots of things about Michael Woods, basically. And then that's it. That's the only minister that is talked about here. The only minister that is brought up. And yes, it's the one that's very popular, but that's it. That's the only person they bring up is like, oh, well, direct shares, so conflict of interest, but there are other ways to have conflict of interest. I know it's directly related to the story. I get it. And there's Chris Finlayson, who's basically like, yeah, this is kind of shit. And then there's an Otago University professor who says the same thing. But it's a bit of a pile on again on the poor guy. I'm also piling it on because I'm also mentioning all of these things. But it would be nice to also in that story, at the very least, because it is directly related, mention one of the guys who forgot to declare his 29 properties because they're under a trust.
Yep.
For the party that was making changes to things like the Bright Line test. Seems worthy of mention in that story too, guys? Maybe?
Yeah, I mean, that's what's always frustrating about. I mean, I don't know if you want to put back up I think I closed the meme PDF, but I got the meme. It just encompasses the story.
Which one? I got two
Oh,
memes.
just the one that says Magenta. Probably that
They
one.
both say Magenta.
On
The share screen or the meme slides?
Screen. There you go. I don't know what it says to you.
That one.
Just that.
That one.
Like, they are just a dumpster fire, and this thing is, like, VHN has been, honestly, just feels like that we've ended up getting to a point where we feel like we've got tinfoil fucking hats on the amount of times we feel like we have to point this shit out. Like, it's actually maddening, and I'll be honest, I am kind of looking forward to the holiday just because this year has been a lot, and I actually do need a break. Like, it's insane. We're watching corruption in front of our eyes, and not only that, we're paying them to be corrupt while they do this. So, like, I want my money back. I want everyone else's money back for them. It's just absolutely cooked. And
Yep. I don't think this is facetious in any way, but I should not be the investigative journalist there is. I shouldn't be doing journalists' jobs. I know I'm very biased, so I can't probably be a bit of a journalist of sorts, and I get
everyone's biased. All journalists
everyone is
are
biased. Good luck. Good
is.
luck trying to do that. But like when you hear things that politicians say, and there is a direct link or a direct line to something that they have said in the past that is in conflict with that shows that what they're saying makes them a hypocrite, I think it's worth throwing that back to them. Have your receipts, guys. And you probably do. A lot of the political editors, they have to know this stuff inside and out. They have to. It didn't take me 2 seconds to be reminded that this whole Michael Woods saga, when it was happening, what Luxon was saying at the time, like, they know these things. Throw it back at them. Don't let them away with this shit. Please, for the love of God.
Well, and that's why, like, I'm like, we've got to be working on stuff for next year. Like, I know I've been trying to work on some of, just finding, like, again, those numbers, like, just putting together and actually putting in front of people's eyes, like, hey, where we spent $2 million on this guy that looks like a thumb who just absolutely fucked us. It's just insane. And I think the problem is like more people in our spaces are going to have to do a lot of that heavy, like, especially people like Bree and Jordan and Sean and all of them. Like, there's a reason, basically, like, everyday people are having to step into this space because the journalist space is compromised. It's wholly compromised due to the fact that, there's that stupid fucking game of, oh, well, I can't push them too hard because then they'll just say no and, wuss out. And it's frustrating because it's really important. I mean, we've also seen an absolute death in our media in terms of losing TV3 and news and stuff, and then NZME having a slow share takeover by a Canadian billionaire. I mean, it's fucking huge and it's massive, and it's something that we have to keep reminding people because we can't forget this stuff. If we forget it, then we're fucked, to be honest. And yeah, it's disappointing that it's coming. Like, I think I saw a meme earlier today that was just like, I'm not smart enough for everybody else to be this fucking dumb. Like, that's how it feels sometimes, of just like, I'm just a relatively average intelligence human. I'm just not a total selfish piece of shit who has some ability to recognize, I don't know, patterns and behaviors. I mean, this government said who they were going to be in the election, and they have been everything and more, technically, but in obviously all the worst ways possible. Yay.
Before we finish on the story, just because it's just for a bit of a, just keep it on the light side. Just a reminder. Just a reminder that this happened because it was pretty fucking funny. The own goal that that Luxon got on himself when talking about good old Luxon. Well, he hasn't asked for David Seymour's resignation because of his for writing a letter to police in support of Philip Polkinghorne, which at the time was going through judicial stuff for some pretty horrendous things.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember where that got to. And Luxon says, I've just been reminded of the words of Canadian songstress Alanis Morissette, who said, isn't it ironic? Because let me give you 4 names: Michael Woods, Mecca Fai Tidi, Stuart Nash, and how about Kitty Allen? What Luxon unfortunately forgot while attempting to nail a zinger was that all 4 of those former ministers were sacked. 3 of them by Hipkins himself, while Fai Tidi was removed by then Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern. The opposition could not believe its luck. MPs merrily leaned off the edge of their seats and loudly shouted at Luxon, Magenta?
What?
Oh, you don't remember? Okay. They all
I
got
was reading the
sacked.
chat. Sorry, I was reading the chat. My bad.
All right, the
They
chat
all
wouldn't
got
fill me in. They all got sacked.
That's just
Yes.
so funny.
That was
Talk
pretty
about
funny.
the like trying to grasp at straws for an analogy, and then you
Mhm.
kind of just prove your own point. I mean, comedic irony, really.
Very much. Well, that's okay. That's it from me. We had a bit of fun. We had a bit of misery in there. Let's see what happens of this and see if there is any bullshit coming from the coalition
Yeah.
to use this as ammo. All right, memes time. Is it memes time?
Yeah,
Is it
It's memes time.
Memes time
Let's
in the
meme
winter
it up.
chats. Which ones are
Yeah.
memes? The meme
Sorry.
slide?
There you go.
Oh.
Meme slide.
Have
I
fun.
stopped. I'm not used to this not having control aspect. I hate
It's
it.
annoying, eh? Soon.
Yes.
Soon.
We got Jeff likes to party. She reminds me of my daughter, and Bill is looking tasty. That's the Trump bottle. I was this many years old when I found out there were 2 living presidents in the picture. I'm
Wait,
gonna
wait,
drain
what?
this.
No,
Oh,
wait, go back. I don't get it.
under the table.
Oh, thank
There
you.
we go.
Okay.
Fuck.
That's a stretch, but okay.
That's what
I got
she
it.
said. Ha ha. I'm gonna
There's
drain the
nothing to
swamp.
stretch.
The swamp.
Bleh.
Is this the one big beautiful bill? Erica Kirk stuns the nation. Charlie knew evil wins when good people stay silent. I will never be silent again. I will speak the truth, no matter the cost. Charlie Kirk told me not to listen to single mothers. Capitalism is based on the ridiculous notion that you can enjoy limitless growth in a closed, finite system. In biology, such behavior of cells is called cancer. My plan to use the money to get humanity to Mars and preserve the light of consciousness. Can you just fucking pay taxes, please? That's it, Elon. Just pay some tax.
Can we just acknowledge his icon for a second there, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Just a reminder.
Yeah.
That's a spaceship.
Right.
I think.
Talk
So
about
that
dick
is
measuring contest. Like, taking it a bit literal there. Oh, yes, this is a beautiful one. Just incel cuck energy. Ice. Let's do an experiment. On one island, we put 200 billionaires. On the other, 200 workers. Let's see which one thrives. I mean, it's that simple, really. National Socialists were socialist. All right, dig in, bro, since it's called a urinal cake. And we end on this one. Ugh, there's nothing good on Netflix. Lol, first world problems, right? Wait, your people have discovered other worlds? No, dipshit, we're just racist. Keep up. Duh. No one or no one? Here you go on. Now you're just somebody that I used to blow. And you didn't have to suck him off.
Oh no, jeez, it keeps going.
See, now you can take the beats away from me.
Oh,
Otherwise, I'll
Jesus.
keep singing. We'll get the whole song down.
Too good. A few super chats and then we'll continue on.
Yeah, let's go.
Kaimatara, Christopher Lakeson. Riwa McGee. Love you guys. I'm drunk, but I love you, Mahi. Hey, it's Friday.
I love that for you on a Friday. Get it, King.
It's
Wait,
good
who
for
gets
you.
drunk and listens to us? Wait a minute. No, I'm just processing that. You know what? That's awesome. I love that for you.
Good on you. Mr. Arvids, MSM is biased to the bag. That's why they don't say.
Yeah.
Mainstream
Fuck
media.
mainstream
Sorry,
media.
that took me a second. Mainstream media
Yeah.
is biased to the bag. That's why they don't say. Yeah. Well, be nice if they did. All right. Not so great story.
Yay.
Not a very good story at all this week. It's very sad, actually. So Simeon Brown has successfully managed to block Chewie blockers being able to be prescribed to youth, those young people with gender dysphoria. An anecdote of sorts, the household statistician, there was a bit of a note that went around by the counsellors at his school to let everyone know that this was something that has just happened and that there'll be a lot of kids, there'll be potentially a few children throughout the school who will be quite upset by this news. And I think that's very understanding. And obviously there's been a lot of comments made about the effect this is going to have, depending on whether or not it can be unpaused. It says paused, but unpaused under the next government, assuming there's not another of this bullshit next term. It could end, it could leave a number of generations, or I suppose years of kids going through puberty that will miss out on this very important gender affirming medication. That basically gives young people time during their puberty years to understand themselves, to better know whether or not that is something that they want to continue with, if they want to go into hormonal treatment therapy, that sort of thing. I'll just do a little rundown of what it is exactly that's happened, and then Magenta, I'd love to get your thoughts on it, because I'm sure you'll have some wise words for us. Okay, so the government is halting new prescriptions of puberty blockers for young people with gender dysphoria, saying a precautionary approach is needed while evidence remains uncertain. In a statement published on Wednesday, Simeon Brown said Cabinet had agreed to the new settings until the outcome of a major clinical trial in the UK expected to end in 2031. 2031, guys. 2031.
Yeah.
That's a long
Fuck
time
that
away.
shit.
So the drug's known as gonadotropin?
Gonadotropin, yeah. It's like gonad.
Gonadotropin. Releasing hormone analogs would remain available for people already using them for gender dysphoria, as well as for medical conditions such as early onset puberty, endometriosis, and prostate cancer. The new rules take effect on the 19th of December. It would give families confidence that any treatment was clinically sound and in the best interests of the young person. These changes are about ensuring treatments are safe and carefully managed while maintaining access to care for those who need it. Just not trans kids, apparently. Existing youth gender services would stay in place with information brought together into one national online hub. Winston Peters said, yada, 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 what do you expect? Of course, he said something like that. Karen Chahor said, declaring it a victory for science, evidence, and the safety of children, just not the safety of trans kids. I believe young people should be supported to love themselves, not change themselves with experimental medication. And then the only person that I actually care about his comment, because it's actually based in reality, was Ricardo Menendez March. Yes, I am biased. What do you expect? Says the government was buying into imported culture wars and targeting trans people on the eve of Transgender Day of Remembrance. I did not realize that. That's even worse.
Of course they fucking would, though.
We know from queer people that gender-affirming healthcare can be life-saving, he said. The government should focus on addressing the core issues that our health system faces rather than waging cultural wars on trans people. The coalition's move mirrors a major shift in the UK following a CAS review. Spearheaded by paediatrician Hilary Cass, concluded that the evidence base for gender-affirming medicine was remarkably weak, with study results misrepresented by people on all sides of the debate. Yada 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 yada. I would like to hear your thoughts, Magenta.
I mean, like most of the chat, I'm pretty just fucked off, but especially because the CAS review in of itself, like, it's been out a while and it's been debunked for almost as long as it's been out. It's something that many people have gone through and peer reviewed and called a number of issues with just the entire study, from the way that it samples data to the way it interprets certain data differently to other data. And it's honestly kind of a waste of money and time. It's also something that was paid for and commissioned by Cass herself is actually a TERF, I believe, because she had, like, there's heaps of evidence that shows how she is very much on that side of anti-trans TERF, which is trans exclusionary radical feminist. And yeah, it's just, I'm kind of just confused as to why it kind of feels like they've just gone and done a bunch of stuff to women and Maori, and they're like, okay, cool. Who's next? Like, there are so many things that this government could be doing that would actually, I don't know, help anyone. Instead, because I was looking into it because I was kind of curious, going, okay, well, how many young people in New Zealand are even receiving this kind of treatment? Because the main thing is obviously this is blocking transgender kids. This does not block cisgender kids. So cisgender kids who are prescribed it for a number of reasons, like precocious puberty, all those types of things, they are still able to have this. So this is that whole, like, just that piece there to me is where it's very clear that this is ideological. Because if it's safe for your cisgendered children to take, why is it not safe for trans kids to take? And then again, it kind of feeds into that kind of dog whistle that Chihua tried to make of, oh, just teach the kids to love themselves, as if that's the problem. As if that's like the only thing this kid needs is to learn to love the body they're in. No, sometimes the body you're in does not feel like the one that you should be in. And that's just it. Like, I've literally had friends who have had medical disorders where they cut off their own limbs because that is how their brain feels that they should be. Like, brains and bodies are weird, crazy, fucked up things because it's honestly a precarious wiring. Like, humans are so fragile. But then I went and I looked, and in 2023, only 113 people were using these puberty blockers. They don't give any information as to whether those are all cis kids or, you know, what the ratio of cis to trans young people are, but that's 113. And that was actually down from the year before that, which was 140. And so what I don't really understand is, why is it so important that they take all this time and do all of this effort for something that affects under 200 kids, not all of whom are even trans kids? Why, like, that to me again kind of solidifies the fact that it's just ideological. It's not about whether it's safe for kids. It's about the fact that they don't like the fact that young people should actually get to have the right to say how they feel and who they are. Like, it's very infantilizing. I mean, young people are often really underestimated, especially teenagers, you know. Sure, it's a time that, you know, you can go through some crazy shit, but it's also a time where you can really like find parts of your identity and go, you know what? This is me. Sure, it might need some refining, but this is me. And it's just a waste of time, and all it's going to do is hurt you know, some handfuls of kids that are already going through enough as it is. It's hard enough being a teenager, let alone a teenager who's, you know, literally so scared of the permanent, because this thing is, puberty has permanent changes the same way
Yeah.
taking HRT and any of these things, you know, as an adult have permanent changes. Why would we not want to give them that little bit of extra time? Because all it does is it pauses it. It doesn't stop it from happening completely until that decision is, you know, made further down the track. It is just pause, take a moment, figure shit out. And the fact that they think that trans kids shouldn't have it is transphobic, and also not surprising from not only this government, but it also kind of concerns me. We're starting to see a lot more of a trend where ideology that's, I guess, comes from a lot of Christianity seems to be poking through as well. Like, Christopher Luxon, he's a Christian. Simeon, I believe, is religious and is pro-life.
He's anti-abortion, pro-life anti-abortion. Yep.
Birth. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Forced birth. Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty
because
much.
that's what it is. It's pro-forced birth. Like, and I'm just concerned seeing these things just kind of start to become little seeds of and patterns in amongst a lot of this. Because while I don't really give a shit about whether someone's like Christian or not, I give a shit when it kind of guides how they treat other people. You know, if you just vibe with God and you guys have a chill relationship, love that for you. Do what you got to do. But when that kind of thing starts to tell other people what they should do, especially in laws, like that's real dangerous to start mixing those two things together. It's just, yeah. I just hope that the kids that this is going to affect find and have the support available that they need to go through this, because it's hard enough to try and advocate for yourself when you're young. So having this to come up against as well is just another stress and burden that people don't need at the moment. This government's making life hard enough. If it could leave our kids and minorities alone, that would be really cool. And like, just, I also think it's just hypocritical. This is one time where they're so-called, oh, let's follow data. Where is all of this when it like actually matters? No, now you're going to take something that is heavily criticized and just go, cool, yep, we're just going to change every young person's life from now till 2031. Like, that's just ridiculous. And quite frankly, I just wish there were ways that we could avoid things like this. I think I've seen it in the chat a bit too. I'm getting sick of just watching this government, whether it be through urgency or whatever the fuck, just drive through these huge changes that do nothing but try to sow seeds of division and create all these, I guess, argument points for all of us to kind of have these infights while the class war continues to be lost by us.
There was a really awesome story that was put out by RNZ on this as well, particularly for young transgender women, those who are born male transitioning to be female. As you can probably imagine, most of us would understand that the puberty for men is quite, I want to say aggressive, but there's like a lot of changes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got the testosterone, which is quite I would say an aggressive hormone. That's not what I mean, isn't it? It's a strong hormone. It's a strong hormone. Has lots of masculine things. Yes, so there's a lot of concerns about for those who are transgender women, for those transitioning from male to female, not getting their puberty blockers, because that is once the sort of male puberty goes through, it's really hard to, I guess, probably transition and, what would you call it? Is it passing as female?
Yeah, so generally the great thing about having the puberty blockers is that otherwise, if you go through puberty, you then have to tend to go through surgery so you can have like facial feminization surgery and like a plethora of surgeries, you know, Adam's apple shaving, like a lot of work has to go into, you know, especially for those who feel they need to pass as, you know, a cis woman. Then yeah, it's a lot of money, but can be avoided if treated early.
Yeah. So there's a beautiful story that was put out today, following some comments made by Te Manaho Meke. She said she started using puberty blockers when she was aged 13 and 14 after extensive discussions with psychiatrists and therapists and nurse practitioners. Isn't she gorgeous?
Oh, yeah.
Just a gorgeous model.
Right.
But yeah, I strongly recommend having a full listen to it. To read through the whole thing there. But she does make some really good points about where was it? I suppose her personal experience. I'll just read these two up the top. A model who used puberty blockers as a teenager says the government is cursing an entire generation of young transgender women to social stigma after it halted new prescriptions of the drug for young people with gender dysphoria. Te Manaho Meki, Mackay, says you can't imagine what her life would be like if she hadn't had that early intervention and had to deal with the lifelong implications of going through male puberty. Yeah, and then it just sort of talks more about the drugs and things. But have a read through. I think it's a good read. But it sparked something in my mind as well. I got married a few months ago, and one of the family members that was there, 20-year-old, 21 now, 21. Yeah, I think he just had his 21st birthday. They were born female. They had a lot of mental health issues when they were going through their sort of puberty years. And their dad was amazing, got them through it. They were able to go on puberty blockers before sort of probably most of their puberty. And after being able to sort of, go through the process and figuring out who they were and deciding, yes, I do want to transition, they were able to then go on to hormonal treatment?
Hormone replacement therapy?
Yeah, there we go.
Therapy.
The words were there.
HRT.
And, HRT. And they are basically unrecognizable and they pass very easily as male. And my favorite thing is that the family who didn't know them, because they're my family, that didn't know them, I've known them since they were very little, but they didn't know them at all, or didn't know him at all, and essentially didn't bat an eye, had no idea.
Oh yeah,
absolutely no idea, and that made me the happiest thing. The happiest thing. That was the happiest thing for me, because I was like, this is a young person who I've seen in probably their not best place into their like thriving. They're like out there, they're like doing social work, they're like advocating. They were like bringing politics to the party. I'm like, fuck yeah, you're in the right place. And it was just so cool to see someone thriving who had actually had that opportunity to have that treatment and actually just thriving, and like how important that is. So I'll be honest, I was a bit of a skeptic because I was ignorant. I didn't know at the beginning. I was a bit unsure. Once I sort of, I mean, obviously most people probably were, because it was something completely different. We didn't know any better. Yeah. But now that I've learned more and more and I've had interactions, with people who've, gone through the process, I'm like, fuck it all. I'm there. I'm with you.
Yeah. I mean, it's like taking antidepressants or antipsychotics or whatever the fuck. Sometimes, you just need a little help, and store-bought is all you got. So, but yeah, it's, I just don't get it. Just let people be and let them live a life that actually makes them feel happy. I saw a comment here, and I know someone's addressed it, but just to be clear, so for anyone who's not sure, cisgendered essentially means a woman who was born as a female. Cis just means to be on the same side of, and trans means to be on the opposite side of. So it's just basically a prefix thing, like it's just a prefix, because you can chuck it onto a bunch of different things. We just tend to really use it in terms of like gender or those types of things. So yeah, just in case, sorry if that is where I do forget. I'm too queer. I kind of assume knowledge where I shouldn't.
You're a Tumblr kid like me.
I was never on Tumblr, funnily enough. I was on MySpace. Nah. Yeah, I know I look like I should have been on Tumblr, and I act like I should have been on Tumblr. I assumed you were a Tumblr kid.
Nah,
yeah. I get it, though. I get it. Nah, I was just an emo on MySpace and shit. I was boring. Yeah. I wanted to
No.
go on Tumblr. I just didn't get it.
No. Assumed you're that's where I learned, that's how I was radicalized. My radical
Hell
feminist
yeah.
ideas and my radical that's, I think that's probably how I connect really well with the rainbow community. I think it's because of Tumblr. Tumblr just like threw it all out there, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, we got cisgender, we got pansexuals, we got demisexuals. There's a lot I need to learn about the world. We got
Shit
G and Jim.
Oh yeah, the neo pronouns. Don't get me started on the neo and the zeo pronouns. That's when you're really in the hole.
Yeah. Good times. All right, we've got some super chats that have piled on. We should probably get to them. To Chewie Burb, we should block Simeon Brown in next election. I agree.
To be fair, he looks like he needs puberty blockers.
Just saying that hair replacement therapy or Rogaine. Just saying that's gender affirming care.
Actually, I
should block him from having Rogaine.
Someone in the comments said that they feel jealous of trans women because of the male pattern baldness. Go to your doctor and say that that is something, because for you, your gender affirming care would be finasteride, and it's $5 at the chemist. So for 3 months. So get onto that if that's something that you want to do. Because low-key, I probably will. So yeah, just a little
exciting times. Just a little. Commentator, I find it ironic that Simeon Brown is banning puberty blockers. The dude looks like he's been taking puberty blockers religiously.
There we go. Commentator, I see you. Also, I just had to laugh because someone asked what pansexual was, and Cybo Goblin replied, pansexual means you're attracted to everyone, basically. That's not it, but thank you for that answer. It's great. Pansexual just means that you don't really give a shit about what someone's gender or anything is. You're like, man, if I vibe you, I vibe you. Whereas like bisexuals and stuff tend to have a bit of, often tend to have a bit more of a preference, but also everything's fluid. Fluid. Keep going.
Commentator, Labour are way too silent for my liking. Yes.
You know what? Oh my god, I hadn't even thought about that. Fuck, I did see a post from Benjamin on Facebook actually. That's
that's a greenie.
But they were making a comment about maybe some more what do you call them? Centrist ones, maybe not being so. So you know what? That's a really good observation. I'm gonna lock that away.
David Thompson says the instruction manual on my Regain? Is it Regain here? Medication says that no one knows how Regain works. I'm allowed to buy it and put it on my scalp anyway. That's true. I've seen many people point that and be like, they don't know how it works, but we still use it.
So you're telling me that we give a bunch of people Regain? Oh, whoa. See, your house wasn't sure about that.
Oh no, I forgot to. Oh no, hang on, hold caller.
I was gonna say, Em's clearly at least paid the power bill, but
have a conversation with Raijin.
All right, $5 from Raijin. You could use that "just learn to love yourself" argument to deny prosthetics to disabled people. Shit, think I just gave these girls another idea. Honestly, yeah. If we get any further down this horrible timeline, actually. Like, have you guys watched Repo the Genetic Opera? If you haven't, I highly recommend it. While it is a little, I guess, early 2000s in some ways, the actual, the story and the implications. Same with Repo Man, the movie with Jude Law. Very, very good media. So, yes, see, I see you. Hey, I see you, Zydrate. Ayo, let's go. Maybe we'll have to have a BHN watch party of Repo. And yes, Paris Hilton is in Repo the Genetic Opera, but she's surprisingly good because I think the character's really written for her. Anyway, now that you're back.
I'll go through the last of these. We've got Pete saying harmful vice signaling culture wars BS from the cock. Yeah, the cock are pretty good at that. Kaimatata, if Labour don't push back, their slogan would be on trans issues we might not be care, but we still don't care. Remember they let Posey Parker in. Interesting.
Yeah. Just sucks. We're going to have to work with them next year, right?
Hey, they're a big party. It's
Yeah,
time
we
to
can hang out
change.
with the ones we like as well, too.
Plenty of people we like in there, but
Right?
I do need to
And
have a
we've got
united
Gary
front,
in there now,
and I
so
don't know if I like their current united front, but let's see. It's just
yeah.
there's
It's
only
time.
so long we can keep pushing. Eric? I assume it's Eric. Just wanted also thank you for $20. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Just wanting Ems and Magenta's opinion. I believe the next government needs to repeal the Social Security Mandatory Reviews Amendment, which subjects people on supported living payment and pension to yearly reviews. Yes, we did talk about this, didn't we?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I feel like there's quite a few things in terms of some of the changes they've made to those that will need to be repealed, to be quite frank. Like, they've been very hard on the old beneficiaries, even though they purposely made more people go on the benefit just to beat on them. Like, talk about like adding insult to injury.
Cool. We did your memes, didn't we?
Yeah, we did some memes. We can do some more memes if you want. Or we can go on to the next one.
We'll end with
Do whatever
memes.
feels right. Yeah, let's do that then.
Vibe it out.
Yeah, why
Vibe it
not?
out.
Oh, yeah, because actually there's
Okay.
something I got to show people before the end of the show. Secrets.
Oh, I'll be quick then.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
So there's a guy. His name is Jack Conti, which I was saying a lot. And my husband was like, you can't call him that anymore. And I wasn't sure if it was Cont or Conti. So I had to look up how he said it. I think he said Conti. With my accent does not work.
Oh,
So-
I'm just struggling because the podcast I watch, they say instead of saying cunt, they say Carla Conti. So I'm really struggling to hear that as anything else. But continue.
He's a fantastic guy. He's been on the internet for a long time. He's one of the OG YouTubers, OG makers. He's a musician. He's a creative of all sorts. You might have seen his stuff if you're a bit on the music side of the algorithm. His band Pomplamoose, with him and his, I believe it's his wife. They've been making music for many years on the internet. And yeah, you might see, if you look through the shorts, it came up in my algorithm after a while, and they like them making music and like jamming it out. I love watching musicians just like, oh, play that beat, and then like someone will be like dun dun dun, and then someone's like, yeah, do that on the bass, dun 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 dun, and they repeat. Oh, it's so cool. Anyways, that's how he mostly came on my radar, which is sad considering how long I've been on the internet. Then later on realized that he's the CEO of Patreon, and he's a bit of a thinker in the space. And he's clearly, obviously, puts his words into action, and he's got Patreon, and Patreon's a very successful platform. And in recent number of years, I think the last like 2-3 years, he's been really pushing this idea of breaking the algorithm, breaking up the big monopolies, bringing it back to this internet that we used to have at the beginning, the first days of Facebook, the first days of MySpace. I think Bebo was actually probably a good example of like how cool the internet could be.
Bebo was so good. Bring back Bebo.
Bring back Bebo. The early days of the early days of YouTube. God, that was a time. So good. So much good, like creative, whimsical bullshit that came out of that. That's still ring in your ears today. Like the cats, the cat memes, the cat songs. We had yarn cats. We had badger mushroom.
Yeah, badger mushroom. That was so
Potatoes.
good. Boiler mash and
so-
stick 'em in a stew.
We had Charlie the unicorn.
Oh,
My goodness, what a time to be alive.
right.
So-
And we still have Smosh. They started.
We do.
They celebrated 20 years this year. It's crazy.
Flash games. I was reminded of that as well, and why they died.
yeah.
That was a sad time. Salad fingers, my goodness. So yeah. So that's kind of his. I think he's 40, which is pretty cool. He still has this real young energy, which is great. The reason I'm talking about him is because there was a video that he put out. I'll just sort of run through this, which is the best part. I'll just silently put this. I'll just silently put this on the screen. Hopefully, don't get demonetized for it while I talk about this. So he put out a video opinion piece with in conjunction with the New York Times. And he's sort of talking about fixing the algorithm in the internet that used to be, and put it back on my radar a little bit. And then I looked into a little bit because I was like, well, he's the Patreon CEO, so like if he's talking about algorithms, then obviously he's got a platform in which to do so, and he does. And I looked it up. And for the last couple of years, Patreon have been sort of slowly changing their feeds, and they've done a big sort of experiment in doing this. And like, we shared our approach, then you shared your ideas, then we all got together and we talked about it, and they've made changes. So today, actually no, about a week ago, sorry, before that video, which was yesterday, I think that video was released. Yeah, that video was released yesterday. They announced some of the big changes that are happening, and basically Patreon's going from a sort of like siloed membership kind of thing and expanding more and more into a discovery, a traditional social media platform, however, not run by ads, but actually run by, because each time you pay or you donate or you subscribe to a Patreon, a Patreon page, like us.
Yeah.
The Patreon does take a small fee off the top of it, right? So in a way, that's essentially their revenue, is all of those little payments that come out, that little percentage that they take, that essentially runs the platform for them. So they don't need to run external ads and things. So with that, essentially the communities are helping the creators, and the creators are basically like are paying the platform in a way. So
Nice.
which is really cool. But yeah, so they made a bunch of changes. They've got feeds now. It's a more, a new home feed, a new way to discover, to create discoverable media. So you got clips, which is basically like posts. So you got like feeds, but it's not.
That's a
It's like
good
maybe
name.
free content. Clips is
It's
good.
gone for a really good name. That's good. I like that.
You got your collab posts, and then he gives some thoughts here as well. And then there's a bunch of comments at the bottom as well, which is great because there's people being like, "Oh, I don't like this. What about this? Is this how this is going to work?" No, which is cool. But coming back to the video, I want to show you these wee tiny bits so I don't get demonetized. There. Hopefully. No, the New York Times are going to get fucked. It's a really good video. It's only like 7 minutes long, but it's very passionate and it very much is in line with a lot of stuff I've been watching recently. But just listen to the man. You'll enjoy this.
My band is called Pomplamoose, and back when we first started putting out our music online, when you followed someone, you would see their posts and build a meaningful connection with them over time. In that era of the internet, we were building real community.
In case we get demonetized, turn it
But
down.
that's all been replaced. Now, when you open these apps, you don't see posts from people you follow. You just see whatever will keep your eyes glued to the screen. And it's become harder and harder for creative people like me to build a community around our work. So it's not just the people doing the scrolling who feel like crap. The people making the work also don't like how the internet is going right now.
Which is really sad. There was just like, that's like a one comment in this whole thing, but like I never think about the people who are building these apps, who probably also like think that they're going into these businesses thinking they can make a change, and actually they just become a cog in the machine, and they don't really have any voice in it. It'd be sad for them too, right?
Oh yeah, I mean it's very disenfranchising.
I'll keep playing this wee bit for another minute.
And all that change is being fueled by the algorithm.
The algorithm.
An algorithm is essentially a formula that looks through all the media that's being made on the internet every day and decides what you see and what you don't. An algorithm is the most profound manifestation of a company's priorities and values and business incentives. In fact, if you want to know what a tech company's priorities are, if you want to see into its soul, look at what its algorithm is optimizing for. Because right now,
I think everyone can relate to that. I think we can all see the blatant optimization of Twitter for sure. And what's Twitter's algorithm is optimizing for.
Yeah,
Look at what
those
its
things are getting
algorithm is
very self-relating though. It's just gonna be a big AI bubble at one point.
It's pushing people off, which is unfortunately there'll be that bubble of people that will stay on it and don't realize that they're just being fed shit. And then there's a bunch of people that'll go, I'm sick of this and I'm out and I'm gonna find somewhere else. Continue.
Because right now, platforms like TikTok and Instagram and Facebook are very clear about what matters to them. Their algorithms are optimizing for attention. They're prioritizing short-term fixation over long-term connection because they value ad revenue over our humanity.
Ooh. He sees some amazing stuff in this. Later in the video, he then goes to talk about basically the changes that he's making, the kind of algorithm that he's making on Patreon. And he basically outlines 3 key things, prioritizing the long-term relationships, and that kind of comes back to the feed and the way that Patreon's now being set up about like direct connection with the people that you directly subscribe to, a separated feed for discovery, I think. I'm not sure if it was or if that was built in, but essentially kind of the way that Blue Sky does it, where you've got your following feed, but you've also got your discovery feed, which is outside of your network, but you kind of get a mix of both. But you can choose if you just want to scroll your, whichever.
Yeah.
The second thing he outlines is the fund art, not advertising. And where's the third one? Fund art, not ads, and put humans in charge, put humans at the center.
In control.
In control. Thank you. And that's kind of the 3 underpinnings of what he's trying to do. So very cool. I think it's nice to see not only the New York Times like basically help him put this out, which is fantastic. I know it's an opinion piece, but obviously. But cool to see it popping off. It is funny that he doesn't mention YouTube. YouTube has somehow, and I don't know how the fuck they've done it, YouTube has somehow come out unscathed in a weird way. Like, not 100%. Like, they've had their adpocalypse, they've had pushback on some of the things they've been doing, they've had they've also had their algorithm things. There are things that I get pissed off with, but something about YouTube is so, it's separated from all the others. Even though it acts pretty much the same. And I don't know, and you know, we've got fucking shorts now too, which I keep having to hide them because anytime I click on one short, I'm there for 5 minutes. And I'm just like, nope, get it out, throw it away. I hate shorts. I try not to click on them because I just fucking hate them. But
I'm very lucky that I do not use shorts. Like, I don't know. For me, well, I mean, it makes sense though. Like, we've not been given a decent alternative in terms of like, you know, we used to all be on Bebo, then we ended up in MySpace, and then we ended up on Facebook. There was reasons because it had certain things that, you know, like, oh, I don't love the rest of it, but I do like this aspect, and it does just keep them around, unfortunately. But it's good to see that they're someone's looking to change that. It also made me think. I don't know if many of you are aware, but if you do use TikTok, you can actually go in and basically reset your algorithm. So like I found at one point my algorithm started getting really fucking weird at one point. Mostly just because the world was weird at that point. But I was like, you know what? I'm not liking the algorithms kind of lost some of the things that I liked. And you can just go in, you can just fucking reset it. You can also go into all your Google settings and you can check under like ad stuff, and you can actually go in and you can, like, sure, it's not perfect, but there are some tools within the tools we have that we can use to kind of change things for ourselves, and I highly recommend people do, because I think being a conscious user of your algorithm can be quite different to just succumbing to your algorithm. Like, I'm very lucky in that, like, my TikTok algorithm's pretty good because I don't tend to. I have a very hard line with it. I try to not let it kind of take me down the, oh yeah, this is just dumb garbage route. Like, I can watch a reality TV show if I want to do that. And I think it's just being a bit more intentional as users as well, because obviously these things are set up to manipulate people. But I think becoming more aware of how much that can unfortunately influence us is important, and just going in and checking settings, especially when it comes to security or anything to do with what it's potentially learning about you. Like, there are ways to do it, and even just Google it. Also, yes, I have a nerd gene. I've got a diploma in IT. I was gonna get a bachelor's in IT, but I didn't want to do some of the coding because I'm not a programmer. Fuck that shit.
fair enough.
Yeah, I highly recommend people look into that and do that, because I think, yeah, it's really important, and it's good to see that. I'm kind of curious to see, like, it's gonna be interesting to see how Patreon goes, because like converting from the type of, I guess, like app and media they are now into more of a social media, be really interesting to see how they can transition into that and
Yeah.
make it work.
I'd be really keen to see if they can make the free aspect of it work. Because it's basically, it essentially acts like Instagram, I think, is probably the closest thing. It acts like Instagram, but feeds, like specific profiles are basically shut off to paid, mostly paid, with a few, you know, free posts here and there to, you know, for the community. But essentially they'll be moving into just like it's for everyone, and if you want to have a subscription within that, then within your feed you can restrict certain content. So I think that's the way they're moving, but I'd be interested.
The chat's actually just brought up, and I was thinking of this earlier too, is Nebula. You know Nebula?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, like that's what it was giving me energy of, is like, it's giving Nebula, or even Dropout, I guess you could argue in some kind of ways as well.
Yep.
But no. And I mean, I do like that, because it's good to see we're moving into a space where now people are like, okay, our content creators are giving us a lot and getting like actually not that as much as they should. And I think it's good now that we're trying to take that focus and make it more on like, nah, I want to have a more one-to-one relationship rather than this kind of middleman kind of thing that we have at the moment. Also,
cool.
I saw a comment about the Greens website. You know what's funny? I am in a group chat right now where everyone's complaining about the Greens website. Okay. A lot of volunteers put a lot of mahi into that, and we don't have enough volunteers yet to fix everything. But if you do have any specific things you want fixed, send it through to the green nerd, whatever their one is, the IT guys. Tell them. Everyone's complaining about the website though. Sorry. Why
What's
am
wrong
I
with it? Is
apologizing
it
to the
broken?
Greens? No, it's just the UX and stuff is kind of dog shit, and like it just
I mean,
needs
it's not-
more effort, and it just needs building upon. It's not terrible. It's just
It's not bad.
when you
I've
start
seen
getting into the
worse.
member
Trust me, I've
side of
seen
things
worse.
though. So when you're in the member side of things,
yeah.
see?
No,
See?
never mind, I take it back. The member
See?
side of the site is shit.
Yeah, so, and yes, I
Okay.
am a green nerd,
You're right.
but other green nerds. But yes, so random way to go into side thing. And I guess since we're side tangenting, should we side tangent into my last thing since it's late?
Yeah, go on. It's just like, but go for
I
it.
will share my screen.
I will share your screen.
Well, yeah, I'll share it, then you'll share it. And we'll all
We'll
share
all
it.
share it.
So
Just like
I
Bubba.
remember at the beginning of the year, I talked about doing a BHN Awards. And I reminded myself that I should fucking do it. So I've started coming up with some categories and maybe some potential candidates under these. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to be in the Discord after the show if people want to come in and have a look, maybe workshop on some of this. I'll probably be in there for like an hour or so. Otherwise, I might also jump back in at another time because, we're looking at like, we could do most toxic branch of Atlas or best New Zealander of the year, and Edu Kappa King is my number one. Fight me. Worst New Zealander, which is going to be really hard to pick because that's the problem is there's a lot of the bad ones have heaps of options. But, Biscuit Tin, I was thinking I reckon we can go pretty far with it. So we've got a bunch of stuff, and basically I'll get people's feedback this week. And then next week I'll try to get this done into a bit more of an actual voting form. And then we'll put that out. And then I'm thinking like the last show maybe, or even the show before last show, we'll do a bit of a BHN Awards. We also have the prediction sheets, which I only got 7 responses, but some of the predictions that some BHNers made at the beginning of the year, you guys will be interested to see some of them. Yeah. I feel like
that would be cool.
some of them I'm almost like, did you have insight? Not like it's interesting anyway. So if you want to come into the Discord and you're not in there already, just go on to bhn.nz in the top right hand corner in the Discord and we'll be in the VC. But yeah, I definitely want to get people's feedback. Maybe we'll even do something in the Facebook and the Discord to kind of get some votes on things, because it would be good to get this narrowed down so that we can get this going for the end of the year. We can give some awards after receiving some. But yeah.
Well, that will
And
be
that's my
next
picture.
week. Because it's our last episode next week, I think.
Is it? I wasn't sure because
Yeah.
no one's told me what days we're doing.
Well, we'll be busy Friday. So it'll be our last show of the year.
Next week.
Yeah. Pretty sure it is.
Since when? No one told me.
Sure it is. Pretty sure
Hey
it is.
guys, if next week's our last thing, it's not my fault. I'm here until like should I just jump in while they're gone for Christmas, guys? Should I just jump in?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not spreading misinformation, but I'll just.
I don't know. No, I haven't been told any information, so I don't know.
Sure, it's our last week.
If that's the case, sorry guys, it's too late. Apparently we're finishing before December. Actually, yeah, our Theodore tonight. We can just do it over there. How about that?
That's true. You
We'll
could.
just, I mean, to be fair, actually, I was planning on live streaming over the holidays anyway. So you guys can come and hang out with me over at our Theodore tonight. So oh, see, Dot's sad. See, we can't leave Dot. No, M's just panicking like, wait, are we? I don't know. Do you want to put the memes on the page while you do that? Ems doesn't know if she's fucked up or not, guys. What if a typical worker pay had risen
Dad.
like CEO salaries since the
Dad.
late 1960s? Misinformation. Yeah, what if I can picture? In a surveillance state, we're all cam girls. Am I providing enough value to the shareholders? Smell that? That's capitalism, baby. Those were two different memes. I just put them together. Oh yes, we had Moist Cigarette from I think last week. That was from last week. This beautiful edit of the national shoe. Very good. Moving to Whangarei. Electoral vote Labour. Hell yeah. Some David Seymour hates you and so do I. Merry Christmas. This beautiful Plunkett picture. So good. We've got New Zealand, Fossil of the Day Award, Dirty Ashtray Award. Really winning up in our... Chloe can smell what the cock is cooking. And man, that's some phrasing. Methane? If I had $1 for every time Hipkins agreed at Luxon, I'd have $5, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened more than once. Marvel Infinity War is the most ambitious crossover event in history. Me. Dr. Gary Payenda with our favorite, Craig Rennie. The Simpletons. Very impressive edit on this one. Man, if only they got to do this one. I feel like this one's aged funnily. Oh yeah, apparently Yoan, when he saw this frame, all he could see was the Microsoft Windows logo, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Then we got Chewie the Zapper. New Zealand assets nagged. We should sell them. They don't work anymore. This one hit though. Saving a copy of my submission before hitting the submit button. Losing my submission, forgetting the smart things I wrote, and rewriting a worse version. I feel this so hard. I forgot to put
Jesus.
Rye's name in this. Yes. Rye got my creation of the week for this horrifically good edit. Like the eyes just like beautiful. Chef's kiss. Horrific. Ooh. Deep fried. These are some funny comments. We have the HMS Nikki No Float, hashtag Nikki No Awards, and Big Hairy Gnomes, which just tickled me. Maybe AI can generate you some bitches. this image. If you're on the audio, I don't even know how to describe this image. Oh yeah, this was apparently something someone found on a job listing. Kitchen hand cum pizza maker. Speed 1994 incorrectly credits Jan DuBont as director. Speed did not have a director because if Speed had any direction, it would have been called Velocity. And yes, that's a funny nerd joke. Haha. 90s made show them an ancient room. No, not that one. Just Stussy. Switch to Imperial. You seem like you're the type of person who likes feet. Hey Windows, I would like to update and shut down. Best I can do you is update and restart. Every fucking time. he looks like a dictator giving an evil speech. And honestly, he probably is. Therapist. And what do we say when we're sad? At the cut. No! Pets him very carefully. It's explosive dog. And that's it.
Cute.
Ending on the explosive dog.
We like. Cannot confirm our final episode. It might just come out of nowhere. So be prepared. Could be our last episode at any time.
And it's alright, guys. I'll see if Pat will let me hijack the show. We'll just hijack the show. It's fine.
I mean, I don't think he's going to say no to more monies coming in if you guys want to jump in and say hello.
What am I going to do with my holiday? Go out and touch grass?
Get off the internet. Relevant. Speedlocked says BHN overtime engaged. That's how you get awards, yo.
I mean...
and lastly, Mr. Arvid saying, I call it X now because it's a shell of its old self. Yeah.
I call it Twitter because Elon Musk's a transphobic piece of shit. Dead named his baby. Because he did name his own kid. Like,
that's true. Well, we've successfully made it a 2 hour 5 minute episode. Well, 2 hour 6 minute episode. Sorry, to be correct. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're going to have a wonderful weekend too. I don't know what you're up to. Are you up to anything, Magenta? Any grass touching planned?
What do I have planned? I honestly will probably just play some video games. And Detective Rogers is helping me set up my OBS so that I can start streaming whenever I want now. Because he usually runs it for us. So I'm getting it set up so that like we can just drop streams whenever, guys. I'm unemployed.
Stop, drop, and roll with it.
Right.
Love it. Sounds exciting. I might be doing, I don't know what. I've been doing a lot of streaming recently, which means I've got a lot of video editing to do. So that's what I'll be doing.
Did you get your house?
Yes. Oh.
Did you tell? Did you?
No.
Never mind, guys. It's been lovely hanging out with you.
Bye.
Roll the credits. Roll the credits.
You didn't hear anything. It's fine. It's fine.
Help us settle a debate, whether it be thoughtful or funny, even if we're all creatures of hate. It's a fine line that we're walking together. For better, push aside the temptation to berate. Let's take a note of the corners we stand in. As many points as the hairs on my chinny chin chin. When the news that we're watching is hairy, knowing all the things that we need to be wary of. Like the rich have their hand out for rewards, while the many have to work out what they can't afford. And the rest of us ain't paying attention, or maybe have questions we're too worried to mention. Other media is still dwelling on trivial facts, vetting peas from the rice and the mice from the rats, and picking and choosing a warpath to run, and linking ourselves with the hill to die on. It's gotta come down to a welcoming vibe, with an A and a self and a higher in mind. All heavily neither this way or that, and will be analyzed by both Chewie and Pat. With the evil in the world trying to mess with your head, and you're sitting on the couch, you're thinking chivalry's dead. Each night, 2 nights, they're gonna sing you to bed. It's Big Hairy News.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this wonderfully long episode of Big Bright Hairy News. Guys, got different things in my head. Anything to say before we go, Magenta?
I'll be by myself solo streaming at Aotearoa tonight on Monday night from about 6:30 till 9. So come hang out with me. That'd be cool.
Yeah, good idea. Yes, go do that. And we will see you next Friday, same time, same place. Otherwise, the boys will be with you on Monday at 9 p.m. Have a wonderful
Go
weekend,
buy our
everyone.
merch. It's on sale.
Oh, and go get the sale merch. You got
Love
this.
you.
You got this. All right.
People
Love
love
you.
school.
Bye. Danny.
Deal.